final review of the preseason reviews. We'll see what we got right, what we got wrong. This is the Tar Heels. For some reason, the intro to this one had no words. It was just the music. And even though every intro was some of it upside down, some of it sideways, this one we flipped. So whatever was upside down on the other one was right side up. And whatever was right side up on the other one is upside down on this one. Don't know. The world sometimes is just an upside down world. What can I tell you? Here you'll see all the famous swings, but all of them upside down. Just a little gassy. Add a little gas into your life. No big deal. A lot of big important home runs here. A lot of nice powerful strokes. And let's see what we said about the North Carolina Tar Heels before the season. With the Tar Heels right here. Love the helmet, Jack. Love it. A little decal on the white helmet.
Rumors are swirling around that there are strict instructions on Jack's uniforms for his team. Could you want to elaborate on that?
There's very strict instructions. The rules came out. There's strict instructions with conduct and with uniform.
Okay, we're going to touch on conduct.
So with uniform, it is no hats backwards. No hats backwards. All hats have to be forwards and worn at all times.
Okay.
All players must wear hats. All players must wear pants. All pants.
We hope so.
You are not a pants guy.
I'm not a pants guy. Usually in the summer, I become not a pants guy, but it's baseball and we're going to do it together.
Okay.
All players must wear pants and they must be white.
He wears
white
sweatpants. He wears sweatpants.
Sweatpants will work as long as they're white.
Okay.
High socks, if you're going to wear them, if the socks are going to show, they got to be Tar Heel blue.
Wow.
I
like that.
And the helmets that we wear, whether it's your helmet or the team provided helmet, it's going to be white. We're all going to wear white helmets with the decal.
Very interesting.
There will be some weeks where we wear navy socks as a team.
Alternates.
And the belt will match the socks.
There should be alternate jerseys.
That's the uniform.
We should have alternate jerseys, 1 week, alternate jerseys. Whatever.
We thought about it, and we're going to do that next year, 50th anniversary. We're going to have a throwback for each team.
That's great.
You're going to be wearing Beta's Raiders green that 1 week, and you're going to see Jamal's Pals with Snoopy on there.
That's definitely the uniforms. Again, you can go to the breakdown, but that was sent out, and the team has bought in. I think we're going to look good to play good.
In terms of the uniforms, I think everyone could agree Tar Heels stuck to their uniform mandate. All in all, they all looked great. One exception was JT inexplicably wearing a sweatshirt over his uniform during an at-bat in Week 7. Terrible look out of JT. He knows better. He does it on purpose. And it's just a shame. But besides for that, the entire team, the uniform, the socks, the belts, the hats, the helmets, everything, got to give it a 10. Right, so you put conduct here. Parker, allow me to begin.
Please.
You put conduct as your number 1 rule here. I wrote it down because I couldn't believe it.
Is there a code of conduct?
There's a code of conduct.
Okay. I need you to elaborate because you went and drafted the only guy to get ejected twice that I can remember, that got suspended multiple times in JT. Then T.I. has had multiple scenes, threat level midnight, got tossed from a playoff game, threw stuff around. Yak almost didn't make it in the league this year and thought it was because I was biased. It's because he didn't shut up for the whole season last year. Anyone else? No, that's about it. Nobody else I have an issue with. How are you going to... I praise you.
The rules of conduct.
I want
with the captain.
Okay, but I want to praise you if you could do this, but you might be overestimating yourself in that regard.
I think I put rules on myself as a leader, and I think it's going to trickle down. And some of the rules that we implemented as a team, we agreed that number 1, we're not going to appeal any calls. There will be 0 calls appealed. We're not going to ask the umpire 50 feet away to change the call that the umpire made 3 feet away.
Norman's happy.
If it's the wrong call, it's the wrong call.
Very happy.
But I believe that, number
face.
1, the game time is affected 15 to 20 minutes in each game by just the guy overturns the call and then the other team gets a chance to argue. And again, if the guy makes the wrong call, they make the wrong call. Sometimes they appeal it and they appeal it to the wrong call. So We're gonna ask the umpires, if you don't see it, please ask for help, because we're never gonna challenge your call.
Wow.
That's gonna be something that comes from me, and that's gonna be on me.
Going back to a year prior, look at this catch. The catch is made. Henry clearly on the base, and still the appeal was asked for. You see players running and selling it to the umpire, and Henry was called out for leaving early there, which is just, it's unfair. It's like you're selling the guy. The guy shouldn't fall for it, but when everyone screams at the same time, it is a little bit convincing. I credit Abadi. They did not appeal any calls this year, even some. I think there was one when Ali seemed to have left early possibly, and they did not appeal it. Even though his team wanted to, he refused to. It was a huge moment.
To enforce.
So not a conduct guy at all is Jimmy, but he's a big, did he leave early?
We're not going to do any of that.
He's that type of guy.
Whatever the umps call, it will be respected. That's
Okay.
number one.
Okay.
Number two is we implemented another rule of there's no talking or cheering against the opposing pitcher.
Great.
We're not going to do high-low. We're not going to do ball 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's going to be zero cheering against the other pitcher. The only cheering can be is support your team. We want to cheer for the guy to get a hit. I don't care. If we can't do that, we'll play in silence. But we're not going to sit there and try to rattle the other team. We have a good enough team that if we deserve to win, we'll do it with our play. I don't need to throw Leo off his game to score 10 runs off of him.
Right.
If we can't score 10 runs off of him because of the way he pitches, then I think those to me.
Okay.
We
I'll
played
give you
on.
another
I played
smiley
on
for
a
that.
team.
Okay.
I played on a team in the fall with a bunch of lunatics. It was some of the guys on my team, with A.B. Saka, with Jimmy, with T.I., with Yak. We were all together on a team, and we didn't have one issue. And it's because the league had these rules.
Right.
The league did not appeal any calls. The league did not allow you to talk to the other team. And I felt that was something that, to me, every week was just so enjoyable that I enjoyed it. And I feel like that's something that the team is buying into. It starts with me. I'm giving the A on the uniform to my father. No one's going to be able to talk to the umps besides me and him. And I'm not going to talk to the umps.
I really think this is the future direction of the league, where if every team, which when you look at the league, it's always 5 or 6 guys out of 96 that cause all the issues. Abadi took them all and controlled them. That's why we barely had any umpire issues this entire season. There were just as many missed calls as always, but when Abadi controlled this group of guys, everyone else on the other teams usually just says, you missed that call, and they move on with their lives, and they try to win the game nonetheless without harping on it.
So, the weeks that, whoever has us, Carlo or Mike, they're going to get off easy because they're really not going to have many issues. And, I hope that our play backs it up, because it's really going to come down to the way we play. I built the team based on defense and speed. And I feel like we have a lot of that. And really, at the end of the day, the 2, 3, 4 hitters are the best 2, 3, 4 hitters in the league.
This lineup ended up changing a lot. So the 2, 3, 4 hitters who he's talking about ended up becoming the 1, 2, 4 hitters. Jimmy went from 5 to 3. T.I. dropped down or even dropped out of the lineup at certain points. And they were not the best 2, 3, 4 hitters or 1, 2, 4 hitters in the league. Abadi had an almost identical season to what he had last year, which was not good enough to be considered the best 2-hitter in the league, at least in the regular season. Yak had a very typical season for himself, and JT actually had a down season. Meanwhile, look at Jack Abadi's numbers. Top row is this year, second row is last year. It's almost identical. 22 for 44, 23 for 47, 500 average, 489. 560 to 561 on base. Slugging percentage right there as well. Look at his 3 MVP years. You will never see numbers like this 3 years in a row. He was batting .650 when the rest of the league was struggling to get over 500. It's just unbelievable numbers, those 3 back-to-back-to-back MVP campaigns.
We're going to go as far as we
And
take them.
And 5. Look at Jimmy. Jimmy's
And 5.
Yeah.
And 5. I forgot I put TI1 for a
I'm gonna
second.
dive in.
Go ahead.
I hear your speech. I'm crossing this off.
Farka really commands the crowd when he talks slowly. He makes you listen to him. I
I admire and this is, I'm going to call spades here.
Spades are spades.
I admire everything that you just said. I hope it works out.
Well, we got to do it. That's the truth. We got to prove it.
Right.
Just like
Okay.
some of the guys got to
The
prove
other
they can
league
play.
that you did this in was very enjoyable. That's great. It's not YMSL. Maybe it's whatever it may be. I don't know where to start with this guy, these two guys. This guy's a silent assassin.
Have you ever heard a better description for JT in your entire life?
He is a silent assassin.
I got no issue with Abe Sacco. What are you talking about?
I'm going to get there.
Okay.
I'm going to get there. I'm going to explain.
All right. You can speak while you color it. It's at the same time. You don't.
The only word that comes to mind, here is chemistry. Let's call a spade, like I said. He ain't staying quiet.
What's to not be quiet about?
He's
though?
not staying
Well,
quiet.
about what?
He can't stay quiet.
No,
he can't.
I think if
he's
he
a
can-
high-low guy.
I agree.
Oh.
Well, he's not going to be a high-low guy if he
And-
wants to
and
play. So
he-
guys are going to have to control themselves. Like, we're
Okay.
all adults.
Okay.
You're going to have to
We are
control
all
yourselves.
What are you going to do if he doesn't listen?
He's
to
not
this?
going to play.
You're
If
not
you
going to
don't-
play.
If you don't play, if you wear your hat backwards, you're not going to play.
You're not going
You
to
gotta
play
break
yet.
strict
Batted
rules.
522 and
I don't
your
care
protection.
because we've done it and it didn't win.
Okay.
We've done it and what was the committee chat every week having to defend Yaakov last year?
Torture.
So as good as he played, it doesn't result into the team playing good.
Right there is the number one argument against all the extracurricular activity. Right there. You did it all already and you didn't win. You got mercied in the semifinals and left home without the championship, doing all the antics that you tried.
Lose a team down. And again, I don't think chemistry is not going to be an issue because they're all friends. You can look at the swimming team. There's a bunch of personalities and lunatics on the swimming team also. But the vibes were off the charts because they're friendly guys.
I don't see the
They
vibes.
get along.
I don't see
They
the
get
vibes. I
along.
don't see
They
the
get
vibes.
along. Well, you know what? It's going to be there. And I think the one question that I have on my team is
what?
probably the length of the lineup. Because I had to paint the picture of it, but this is the way I painted it. I looked at T.I. and you say he batted .333.
Yeah.
But I see 11 walks also.
In 41 plate appearances this year, T.I. only had 2 walks, batted .282, 10 singles, 1 double. That's
And I
it.
see a .490 on base percentage. So when looking at a lot of leadoff guys that we put on, no one in the leadoff spot that didn't hit over 400 had even close to a .490 on base percentage. And if he could get on base, that brings Jimmy, who had a
Well, you're gonna
560
run
on
for him
base
first
percentage.
of all,
And
so
a
you
run
don't
for
have to
him.
worry
And
about
run for him. We
that.
don't
Mo
let him
Gimby is
proceed.
your runner.
And
Good.
again, if that's just the one spot, because if he gets on, if we get that leadoff spot on, JT, Yak, Jimmy, Jack is going to be tough to get through. And again, I really think when we look at defense, Bar Nathan is overqualified to play second.
He has the glove and he has the arm, but does he know where to throw and when to throw and how many outs there are?
Roland might be the best short center fielder. I'm going to say I'm better than Z at short. And you know what? The Z last year is I'm for sure better than Z at short.
Gotta love the Farker reaction there. Just picks up his hand in disbelief at the statement. Z, the best shortstop we've seen in years in our league, and a baddie just saying that he's better than him because of the bad year he had on the jungle. Anyway, Z now was forced to move to left field, and Abadi had a decent year at short, nothing special. So nothing really came out of that.
So you could mark it down and you could bring that as motivation. And T.I. as a third baseman has been nothing but great in the night league.
Okay.
And Yaakov at first is a great glove.
I want to see in a game 3, in a winner-take-all game, who plays first base, because Yaakov and Jimmy have both played it well this year, and they've basically split the time up the middle. Going to be a tough decision for a baddie, in my opinion.
And my defense and speed in the outfield, the reason why I put IG in center
I love your
is
outfield.
because, like I said, center's the easiest outfielder spot to play if you could get to the balls. And no one's got more speed than IG. So getting to balls is something that he does easily. And this gives him the best view from the plate to get the best reads. He struggled last year on the Rays when he played left. But when he moved over to center on the Warriors, he had no problem.
Defensively, he was as good as any center fielder in the league this year.
JT's one of the best right fielders.
He's
positioning,
great.
and Alan Jamal won a Gold Glove in center field,
Great.
and he's going to be a great left fielder.
Yeah.
Allen is so athletic he can make some plays that nobody else can make, but he also had his share of bad reads this year where he broke in before breaking out. JT, all about motivation. If he wants to get on his horse and run after a ball, he can do it the way he did that game-ending double play on Mo Money a couple of years ago in the playoffs. Was that Mo Money or the Tigers? I forgot.
There's no
I got-
questions in your outfield.
No questions here. No one cares.
One
Even
small
if you
question.
moved him, doesn't
It's not a
matter.
question. He's not going to complain, and it's not a question of performance. So any question of him complaining, he can
Performance is
complain all-
definitely not a
But
question.
no one's listening, so people could complain.
Right,
There's
okay,
no.
so
It's
then
going
it
on
goes-
deaf.
We got so used to JT being so consistently great for 18 straight years that we say performance is not a question, but actually it was a question. This was clearly statistically his worst season of his 18-year career.
It goes back. People can't complain because there's conduct.
There's a
rules.
dictator.
There's
There's a
rules.
dictator, right?
So JT cannot complain, or else, according to you, he ain't playing.
JT doesn't complain on the field. JT complains after the game. JT complains Sunday at 1 till
JT's
Saturday
dream
night.
is playing with me. We fulfilled his dream by drafting him where I drafted him, and they're all gonna fall in line. They're all gonna fall in line behind Vladimir Putin, and that's what it is. It's gonna be my way or the highway. I'm only playing one way, and these guys know it, and we'll have a lot.
Here you see Max Sutton and JT running to the umpire after a game that they won. To go complain to the man that he did a terrible job calling balls and strikes. Just a ridiculous low moment, I think, for both of them.
Fun, and we'll get along, and we'll win some games or we'll lose some games.
Why
We're only
you-
gonna play one way.
Why-
And again, Abe Saka, 6.40 ERA. But if you take out week 1, which is his first week back from the hip surgery when he played Joe G and won him the MVP, he had a 5.40 ERA. And he doesn't walk. He had 30 walks. So
Okay,
a guy that puts
540 is nothing to write home about. but-
540 would be
What would you say?
the lowest in the league.
No.
Would be the lowest, either the
Really?
third lowest.
Last
third
year?
lowest. The
Last
third
year?
lowest, yeah. 540 would be. He had the fourth lowest at 640.
My issue is
but
not
the
Abe
third lowest
Saka.
at 400.
Why you mention Abe Saka, and I want to get to the infield also, but why you mention Abe Saka with Yak and Jimmy and T.I. and JT and these guys? My friend Abe Saka doesn't belong in a group with these guys.
Abe Saka is all business.
Yeah.
Abe Saka hates nonsense.
Right.
Hates nonsense. I cannot firmly believe that you're telling me for 7 weeks, no nonsense.
No,
I don't care about this. No nonsense. No, lives on nonsense. Lives on nonsense. Lives on nonsense. Silent assassin.
Silent Assassin.
Silent
Perfect.
assassin.
Perfect.
He could rip off that mask and say, guys, if you don't shut up, I'm going home.
Through 7 weeks of the regular season and 1 week of the playoffs, the 4-5 series, we still did not see the outburst from T.I. or Yak or any of these guys, and so we don't know if Abe Saka would have scolded his team with that famous line that we beat to death, if you don't shut up, I'm going home.
Right.
And again,
Which is what he wants.
right.
I'm with. That's
and-
why I
and-
like the Abe Saka pick, and I don't even need to see these numbers, and I don't even know if they're good or bad.
And
I
again,
like
I
that
left you.
too.
When did he ever listen to anybody? When did he ever listen to anybody?
Yeah, but he was the captain the last
He
year. He
played
never
on
had.
Dano's team, and for 10 weeks he was great. He played on Mo Shama, and for 10 weeks he was great.
Yeah,
He
Toledo.
has one slip up here or there.
Toledo.
And again, he brings a lot of indictments because we could
Toledo
say
is good.
we
No,
could say there's
Toledo-
been Farka blow-ups also.
Farka
The
had
problem
been
with him
blow-ups
is
a
that
very long time.
No,
not in Norman era.
The
No,
problem that
none.
he has is authority. When you give him positions of power, he'll abuse his power.
Such an interesting line from a baddie over there. If you give him positions of power, he'll abuse his power. You know T.I. is coming to us after this year and showing us how good he was all season long, and that's why he should be captain again. Also, what about how a baddie's still wearing the helmet?
Because
That's
he
your
thinks
question.
he should, but first of all, I think Teddy will learn a lot from the way I run my team this year, and I think that it will benefit him as he tries to become captain.
Let me
in
ask
future
you-
years.
Don't
Let me
start
ask you-
this from now.
Let me
please.
ask you a question. Hypothetically speaking, he has trouble playing third base. He can't make the throw. He doesn't have the greatest of arms. Probably the weakest arm at third base.
But third base plays in.
Right, so he gets a two-hopper. Okay, you got someone with speed running up the line. Let's just say he can't play third
And
base.
he'll play second, and Jack Van Nathan will play third. He's a great third baseman.
Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
I don't mind
This
that.
guy
What about that guy?
is
He's not playing.
okay.
He's DHing.
He's DHing.
Yeah, he's
Jimmy
great.
Malak is
He bought in,
DHing.
and he said it. What I heard.
We all know Jimbo wants to field both games. We understand that. But I think in general, at least publicly, I'm not behind the scenes, but publicly, Jimbo has handled his role very well on this team, DHing once and playing first once.
Van Nathan on the clock. I said, Jimmy. First of all, this is what happened.
And he's not going to tell you. He's not going to tell you.
I had
Jack
Jimmy-
on a Tuesday night. I think I should play here.
He could talk,
He made
he
an
could
error.
try,
I
he
think I
could
should
try,
play here.
but he's not
he made
gonna-
an error.
he knows it's
I
not
think I
gonna
should play
work.
here. He made
But
an error.
I will tell you this. I had Jimmy at 31.
Okay.
I knew when I made the trade with Carlos, I knew that I had to get to 31 to get Jimmy. I didn't know I was gonna get Yak at 22. It wasn't my plan. But once it seemed that Soli Estes was going 18, I called Jimmy and I said, Jimmy, I know you want to play first. I know first is the position you feel most comfortable with. But if I get Yak at 22, you're gonna have to play second base for me. Jack, no problem. Jack, no problem. Whatever you want. I want to be on the team with you, no problem. Then we get to pick 80. At pick 80, Jack Van Nathan's on the board. I said, Jimmy, it was really a little bit earlier when I thought maybe Ruby Saka was going to be on the board.
Yeah, he went late,
I
70
said,
something.
Jimmy, Ruby Saka's there. He goes, Jack, for the better of the team, I'll DH. I said, okay. Then Ruby Saka went off the board. Then it came to my pick, and I got my catcher, who I think is very important for my team. And I said, maybe I'm even risking. I might get Fonz at 96, but Moji's my guy.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? Jimmy, Jack Van Nathan, he's a great glove. He really helps our team defensively.
Good, he bought in.
We got it. And he
He
said,
should.
Jack, I'm a DH. And
should
I
buy
said, you
in.
know what? I'm going to play the best guy. So, you know what? Yak's going to get a chance at first. Jimmy's going to get a chance at first. Hannon's going to get a chance on first.
I don't know if Hannon got any chance at first, but all in all, Jack did let his players play in or out of their roles. He did that with the lineup. He did that with the field. If you performed, you got more at-bats. Look at Mog.
Because the draft is over. Where you got picked is over. It's all about performance. Where you hit in the lineup is based on performance. IG, you want to bat 1? You want to bat 5? You want to bat 4? You got to hit. Hannon, you want to bat 4? Why should Hannon say Yak's batting 4? There was a time in this league when Hannon was a 500 hitter.
But that's not happening.
But why? Boy,
It's not happening.
it wasn't so long ago.
Because if he starts off
All
the
he has to
season,
do is go to the cages.
I think it
All
was
he
in
gotta do is
Colorado
work.
when he last
All he
batted
gotta
four,
do is
by the
work.
way. I just want to go wait 1
Go ahead.
second. T.I. at third is a concern for sure. For sure concern, but you have Barnathan there.
definitely can play his
He
position.
could play it.
He played it last year.
I'm not saying T.I.
so it's
can't
not,
man third.
Me neither. So it's not a concern. Abadi wants to challenge himself that he's going to win the Gold Glove this year. I'm
I
good
should
with
have won
that.
it last year.
Can't say better than Zach yet when Zach won 15 Gold Gloves there.
Zach has a shoulder surgery and he played horrible. Last
Okay,
year defensively.
last year he
I
played
played
horrible.
with Leo my whole career. I never said exit velo once.
That's true.
So I never blamed
That's
the
a
exit
great-
velo of playing
that's
with
a
Leo
great point.
one time. Of playing
That's
with
a
Leo
great point.
one time
Going
when I
out
was
on a
playing
limb
in field.
here.
Yeah.
I'm going out on a limb here. I think he's got to be the third baseman. I think you got to move T.I. over here.
No, you could start like this. I agree
I
with
think
that
he also
because
gives
this
us more range.
this is
he
better.
can field more balls. T.I., he's a great glove, great hands, but he's going to limit you range-wise. And I
Yeah,
think
remember.
Jack, when we go 4 outfielders, I'm going to go out here, and Jack's going to come over
Okay.
here.
Listen, T.I. played short just 2 years ago, whether he should have or shouldn't have. Just 2 years ago, he played short. And if you could do this,
He's played
this
third
is
in the
better.
night league, and he's played
Okay.
third
You
in the
have
night league.
speed
Excellent.
here. I like the range. Roland's as good as they get, and Roland is locked in this year. Last
That's
year,
the key.
he
You
was
know
not
what?
locked in.
Roland's got to be locked in. Alan Jamal, he can hit 400 in the night league.
This poor man
How does he
can't
hit 100?
escape T.I.
I hear, but
He
I think
can't escape
we've
T.I.
been talking. We talked about it. I spoke to him about it, and you know what? It's on me to get the best out of him because he has more to give. You look at the tools of Alan Jamal. He's a 6'3" athletic center fielder.
He's a gazelle.
You know,
He's a gazelle.
to have 3 hits on the year, it's more mental than physical because physically the
Is that
tools are
real?
there.
Did he bat 100?
And I think he had 2 hits in the first week.
3 for
So
30.
he was 3 for 30.
Alan Jamal, one of the people that came through big time for Jack Abadi. Look at the difference between the 2 years. 756 slugging, not bad. 3 home runs, a triple, 4 doubles, a lot of extra base hits for him.
Wow.
But again, you know what? You look at him swinging the bat when it's like John Starks, when the whistle blows, he never misses a three.
Right.
This guy in the batting cages, he's a beast. And he's working all year. It's just, he's got to get off to a fast start, and the team's got to pick him up because we're going to need him. Like I talked about lineup depth, there's no reason why guys in the bottom shouldn't be hungry to move up.
Forehand, backhand, serve, volley, serve, slice, forehand, backhand, call, Elliot, Greenberg,
Gotta love when the commercial just
Forehand.
comes out of nowhere, mid-sentence.
backhand, serve, volley, serve, slice, forehand, backhand, call, Elliot, Greenberg.
There's no reason why
He can't
guys
lead
in the
off.
bottom shouldn't be hungry to move up.
There's
guys
no
in the
reason-
bottom gotta be hungry to move up on
By
this
the way,
team.
with the speed of Allen and the speed of Gindey,
And I
if
can't
either
find
one
the
of them
one-hitter.
can hit, you make them the one hitter,
Yeah.
and then you
I
just
think
explosion.
right now T.I.'s just got the plate discipline, and he has great at bats that I trust him early
He's a good
on,
hitter. He's a good
and he
contact
draws
hitter.
walks and he makes pitchers work.
He is. He's
Listen,
tough at bat.
You know, Jimmy had 15 walks last year. I thought about batting him number one. No one has better plate discipline than Jimmy. I
By
just
the way,
felt
he walks a ton.
he walks a ton, and I just
When
felt
he walks when you don't want him.
I know.
right.
his
But that's
power
why if
is
he
too
batted
good.
one, you know what? And the 5 hole, I don't know how much I want him to walk. But if you bat him one,
Well,
and
you
he's
don't want
table
him to
setting,
walk here because
Jimbo had 15 walks to lead the league by a wide margin. Next guy had 12. Jimbo a 640 on base percentage, 515 batting average. Another phenomenal year offensively by Jimmy Malach.
you're 5 through 10.
But
We
I don't
got-
see it so bad. I
Listen.
think Gindey has high upside. Every rookie has high upside. If you're telling me Alco could bat 2 on a team, Isaac Gindey outperformed him last year. So what's the difference?
What's the sample size here?
On the Warriors, it was 8 games plus the playoffs, so 11 games
Who's that? IG?
Say 8.
plus the playoffs. Why? It's 11. The playoffs don't count. It's 11 games.
Okay. 8
Plus
plus
3.
3 is 11. Good. Guys, I just think Yak last year you said we didn't want him to pitch, then we drafted him, and then he
Yeah.
became the pitcher. This year you're saying we weren't even going for him, and then we were taking solely, and then we got him. Somehow I believe in this more than anybody, and I saw you do this on the Kakambas that didn't complain about the biggest call in the history of the league. So you had the best conduct in the league in the last 5-6 years on that Kakambas team. You all wore your uniforms and you didn't appeal anything. You can do this. But then you said, let me just make it impossible for myself with these guys. If you do it, you deserve not just the championship, you
Well, I'm
deserve
going
the
for-
Nobel freaking prize.
I would like to
with
win
these-
the Sportsmanship Award this year.
Okay.
That's the award that I'm going for, besides the championship and the
And the
MVP.
MVP, right.
He is actually nominated for the Sportsmanship Award this year, which is hard to believe. He's nominated not just because for his sportsmanship, but the whole team. Let's see, as we are still rigorously tallying up all the votes. Let's see if he gets it done.
Gold glove.
When you
And the whole club
when you
is-
say sportsmanship, is that your sportsmanship award?
Yes, me personally.
Your
And the
odds-
only way
your
I
odds
win
are
it,
gonna
I think
be
the only
plus
way
50,000.
the only way I win it is if my team performs the way they should perform. I think the way we perform is going to lead to me winning the Sportsmanship Award. That's the award I want. And you know what? When I put my mind to it, there's really nothing that I haven't done.
Listen, he's taking the abuse. Me and Farka are going at him hard, and plus 50,000. But he's saying, if I put my mind to it, I could do it.
That's why.
So I don't see, counting me out. It helps. I don't even get motivation from it because I know there's no such thing as motivation. At the end of the day, we got to do it. No
Yeah.
one's gonna want to hear about it. No one's gonna believe in it. No one's. You know what? If it takes David Falker saying you're a hothead for you to somehow you got to get the hits. You want to shut people up. You got to get the stats. You got to come up with the winning plays.
Can we touch
So-
on Navy for a second?
Yeah, by the way, I'm all in for that speech. If you tell that to your team and get them to
It's
believe
big.
that,
If
maybe
they buy
it could happen.
in, if they buy in, it's a big.
I don't think
Yeah,
I've
they're
ever
all
captained a
buying
team
now.
that never bought in.
Of course they buy
Okay,
in
but are
now.
they going to buy in when?
Are they gonna buy in
when you
when,
blow a
Jimmy,
game?
when Jimmy's up with 2 outs
And
rips
goes out
a
looking,
single,
right.
when then tries to stretch it into a double before this guy scores, And he's going to say, that's okay, Jimmy. That's okay, Jimmy. No problem, Jimmy. We'll
Right,
pick you up.
I hear.
I can't see it. I can't see it.
I am rooting for you. Now, what do you want to talk about?
I'm rooting
Go.
for you also. Abe Saka, you know, for where he goes, I love his stuff. I love his stuff. I really do. I think he reminds me of like an Andy Pettit. He knows how to go inside, he knows how to go outside, he knows how to go high, he knows how to go low. He reminds me of an Andy Pettit, right?
Worse than
Simcha. I don't, again, someone said that.
who said?
I don't know. Someone said
Whatever
that
it is,
in the
Abe
past.
Saka is on the
Now you know
board.
who said.
Very interesting to compare Abe Saka to Simcha. They gave up one hit different from each other all season. Simcha had the better ERA, AB had less walks, and who knows, it could be the World Series matchup.
It's on the board, Abe.
Okay.
It's on the board. It's been said.
The last time he really had any relevance was 2020. Then he missed a year or two.
Okay, no, not two,
Okay.
maybe one.
This is a very good defensive team. Okay? I want to see him I want to see the vintage Abe Saka come in, fooling batters inside and out. He's not going to blow you away with
The
speed.
D is very good.
A pitcher like Abe,
The D is very
again,
good.
is only
It's an Andy Pettit.
he's only
It's a Tom
really as good as
Glavine.
his D.
He's a
I
Greg
think he
Maddux.
has a little bit. He's not Maxi Deed where
No.
he'll get himself out of trouble, but he doesn't get himself in trouble. The way he gets in trouble is if you don't make the plays.
I like-
so
I
you gotta
like
make
him
the plays.
because-
I think.
Year in and year out, look at the walks. AB Saka 21. Only Maxi Deed can compete with that, and you know how stingy he is with the walks. Compare that to the bottom pitchers, 65, 63, 53. They're only giving up 21 walks all season.
A lot of it is taking TI 65 and taking Jack B 81 and taking Roland 64 was all about we have enough offense with me, Jimmy, Yak, and JT, and someone else will emerge.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time before
I
someone
never-
here emerges, but we gotta catch the ball.
never
I
played
agree with
him.
you on that. By the way, this guy is better with no nonsense.
I never played
And it's
with
his
him.
second
Yeah.
year.
I always wanted to
surgery.
play with him.
My
I
first
always
playing with
wanted
him.
to play
I
with
played with
him.
him a little bit in the
I
night
never
league.
played with
He
him
knew.
before.
Yeah.
He's a gamer. He's all business, and he's a guy that takes accountability.
Yeah.
If he walks the 9 batter, he will turn around, go to everyone on his team, and say, "Guys, that's
Yeah.
on me. I'm sorry." A lot of guys may not do that. You know,
Listen.
Don't give an extra out. I wasn't supposed to face the 9 hitter. You know what I mean? But I never played with him. I wanted to play with him this year. It didn't work out. I still want to play with him one day. I love AB Saka. You know what you're getting.
It's one of the best defensive teams in the league, for sure.
No question.
Look at the outfield. Look at Roland.
Could this
Nathan,
arguably
T.I.
be
and Batty.
better than
I don't
Marty,
think so.
ABJ, and MC?
I don't.
The 4 teams that are in have the 4 best defenses in the league. When are we going to start drafting more defense, more brains, and not just all boppers? Look at the 4 teams that are in.
So I think
No.
it could be defensively, but
because-
those guys are electric offensively also.
Correct.
And
Saying defensively wise,
I think
you know, overqualified
depends.
here like ABJ.
IG to
This
me
kid's
last
fast.
year he made every play on
So
the Warriors.
fast. He is so fast.
So it's up there. I wouldn't put it above that MC ABJ Marty. I'd put us right below that.
Okay.
Listen, Roland is better than a 200 hitter. He is. IG was a rookie last year. He will only get better because he's a natural. He's a natural. He'll be more comfortable, and he will only get better.
And his whole life he batted in the 3 and 4 spot in Hillel. He was a big bat for them.
Yeah, he
so
will be
good.
good.
He needs to kind of get into that. That's why I always talk to him. I don't necessarily see him as the one hitter. I want him to want that 5-6. If we can
IG?
move these guys up, yeah, he's gotta want to drive in runs, hit gaps, use his speed.
Not a good offensive year by IG. Batted under 300, slugged under 400, and did not use his speed. Way too many flyouts for a kid that fast.
You're not going to
You know-
put him there when you have these guys doing that,
Why?
that have been doing it for years and
Yeah, but
years.
if I
and
move
years.
JT might want to bat lead off some games.
I could see that.
If we depending on who we face, if we face Maxi Deed or Edmund, those guys don't walk guys. TI becomes a little bit less valuable. His 11 walks don't show up against Max because Max isn't gonna walk you.
We're selling analytics here.
Those
Parker.
weeks you gotta bat JT one.
Listen,
and then
we're
you
cool.
need someone to step up for that 5-6. Is it gonna be Hannon? Is it gonna be IG? Is it gonna be Allen?
with
No.
all the fun we're having with the conduct and all that, you can't get a better 4 in a row.
Absolutely
And JT, a baddie, Yak, and Jimmy. That's
Absolutely
unheard
not.
of.
Absolutely.
So you can't ignore the obvious that this team will hit the ball and they have a very strong defense. Very strong defense. Maybe the best. You can't ignore any of that. If a baddie can get them to shut up, they could win the World Series. If he could get them to buy in to all this, and he could do it. He could do it. If anyone could do it, it's him. If he can get them to do this and not go with their instincts and actually
No
shut
problem
up,
here, have no problem.
then you're gonna have a World Series team here.
Okay, and let's address the 5 through 10 here.
Okay,
which
go.
is a little bit of alarming.
Go.
I know Jack is saying that this guy could potentially be in the 5 spot. I don't see it. Let him bat 250. That's not great. Roland, I don't see better than a 250 hitter. He's yet to show me
He
otherwise.
hit 500 on Shake and
on
Bake.
Shake
How
and
many
Bake.
at-bats did he have?
21 at bats, yeah.
And he drew a lot of walks, and in the playoffs, he might have been the second best hitter besides Zeke.
And
Getting
toughest
those-
at-bats,
toughest
15
at-bats.
pitch
Some
at-bats.
at-bats, fouling pitches off on purpose.
Yeah.
Which it just seemed like he was.
Yeah.
While Roland and IG did not do much at the bottom of the lineup, and TI did not have a great year, nobody expected this year from Allen and from Barnathan, not to mention Mogg.
So obviously, your weakness right off the bat is your 5 through 10,
Yeah,
whether you want
I
to
did.
say it or
I
not.
said it.
Yeah,
I said it.
but this is so strong.
Yes.
It's so beyond strong
But let me
that
ask
I can live with that. And I don't think I think IG the sky's the limit, and I think Roland can bat 300. Barnathan, who knows?
You bet
And
348,
Allen,
it's not bad.
and Allen
I
can't
think
get worse
I
than
got a
100.
real gift with not having Ray Estes or Fonz or Raw Dog at 96.
I know
I think
you
the
guys were
upside of
screaming.
Hannon.
You were
I think the
screaming.
upside of Hannon. And again, other teams picked what fit their needs. But for us, we needed a guy who can DH and be a bat. Because like I said, we're already light on bats. There's a good chance he batted 5 on the Warriors before he started pitching ahead of Mocas and Jake. That's how good he was hitting. Once he pitched, he was different. He was in his legs, and we took him out of the lineup actually
This is not a Jimmy number right
No,
now.
Jimmy's
He's not-
not
he was-
550.
but also he
Jimmy
was
could bat
gross. He was
650.
220 pounds last year. The guy looks
Jimmy
great.
could bat 650.
That lineup
in his
is
sleep.
crazy.
In
Yeah.
his sleep. I don't know what happened here, but I think it's only going up. It's not going down, which is a good thing for you. This is insane. It's insane. And I think you have options with
We
this
need
guy.
someone. We need someone to step up, like you said.
I think this
if
guy-
no
if
one
you
steps
get-
up, that's going to be tough. You
If
know
this
what? If
guy
no
could
one
be your
steps up,
table
it's going to be
setter,
tough.
Yeah.
That would be unbelievable.
Right.
And then again, 7, 8,
Or
9,
even
8,
Allen.
9,
You
10
know
is-
what?
is gravy.
I would put these guys. You know what? It's all for you. My team is going to reward performance.
Listen.
Allen, you're not going to be batting 10 if you're hitting. You want to play, you got to hit. You want to play the field, you got to hit. You got to catch the ball. That's it. You play. No one's locked into anything. No one's guaranteed anything.
I don't buy into the Hannon narrative that he's a DH or whatever. I think that's ancient history.
He might not be the best DH in the world, but he was drafted 96th. He batted .412, slugged in the mid-5s. That's not bad from Ralph Hannon.
But you have only upside with Allen, with IG, and Roland. None of them will be worse than they were last
And we
year.
got a lot
None
of speed
them.
down here.
And a lot of
Allen, IG,
speed.
Barnathan, Roland, Mo G,
Yeah.
me and JT, and even Yak. We have a lot of speed.
It's impossible IG at his age and talent goes worse. Roland had a down year. He will not be worse. Even if he's bad, he can't be worse than 200. It's impossible. And no one could be worse than 100. My father at 80 could bat 100 in this league. Give me a break. So they're only going to go up. You have all this. You have a strong D.
Let's go grades.
I'm going.
You
I'm
want to
going
give
with
your swimming reference? You want to throw in your swimming reference?
I said that this team defensively is better than swimming defensively.
Left field, Abe Haber in 2020 was better than Allen in 2025. Center field, Farco was better than IG, but give the Tar Heels JT over T Puppy. Now let's go to the infield. T.I. was good at third, but Nate Patesh won a gold glove that year. Abadi was good at short, but Zach was otherworldly on swimming at short. Roland and Ruby Saka, both great, but actually Ruby in 2020 was better than Roland. Barnathan, definitely better at second base than David Rishdie was. Jimmy, Hannon, Yak, not close to Steven Batesh, swimming a much better defensive team than this team, and this team might be the best defensive team in the league this year. Mog was great defensively this year, but Jigga might have been the best ever at catcher during swimming. Tar Heels may be the best defensive team this season, but swimming may be the best defensive team ever.
We didn't have T-Pup in right. We don't have Leon Harari at short center.
They had Ruby Saka.
Base
They had
was.
Ruby Saka here.
Ruby Saka and Leon Harari here, and you had Abe Haber here. I think Abe Haber is better. Like Allen's better than Abe Haber, and I think that
But
you're
listen,
better here.
the league is much stronger this year, for sure. But you had Ruby Saka here. You
I think
had
Roland's just as
Z.
good as Ruby.
You had Z on fire that year over there. Who'd you have?
Maybe.
Nate Batesh defensively, unbelievable
In his
over
prime
there.
years, he was a lockdown.
None of these
I
guys,
think
Yako's
we're just
good
as
at
good.
first,
It's gonna be
but
in
none of
the
them are
Batesh.
Steven Batesh in his good years over there. Jigga instead of
Who do
Moji.
we have? Two platoon here? No.
I don't know who you had in
Again, Leon
second.
Harari.
We had Leon Harari platooning with somebody.
Right. It's a good defensive team. It's not as good as swimming in my opinion, but who cares? That's
Swimming.
irrelevant to me.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
Just so you know. The entire year, gave up 28 runs.
Yeah, I hear. That's the goal.
In 14 games.
That's the goal.
And games were over at we
That's it.
started
That's the
8:30 that
benchmark.
year.
David Falk set the benchmark.
That's the benchmark.
Listen.
I don't think it's doable, but I love your defense. I think your defense is phenomenal. Phenomenal. You know, overqualified.
What do you got? What do you got?
Farkey, you
Give
said
me
it
the
so
ring.
good, the silent assassin, because he could kill you. This guy could kill you
Under his breath.
Monday through Friday.
Under his
the
breath.
side comments, he could kill you. He could drive you crazy.
Jack, he's not. He's just not cutting it.
Right.
Put me here. I'm telling you, I'm better than Farka. Put him here. Allen, you got to move Ti.
Right.
He's a captain.
He traded him last year.
Yeah, he's a captain. He traded me.
Yeah, he traded you.
He's a captain. So you're gonna have your work cut out for you. Conduct on the field, fine. Conduct off the field, we don't know what the rules are.
Right.
You're gonna be talking to him a lot.
Right.
And he's very opinionated.
Off the field content.
You're gonna listen 4-minute voice notes from JT,
Very opinionated. You know that. Very opinionated.
and then on the field you still have Yak and you still have Ti. It's gonna be hard. If you could do it, it's an A++. If you can do that, A++, sportsmanship, Nobel Peace Prize.
Please take a look at what this board looks like. It's absolutely crazy. Might be the messiest whiteboard ever right here.
Everything.
If there's not one,
Everything.
if no one
But
opens their mouth.
You made it impossible. You made it so hard. Not impossible.
What?
You made it so hard
Give
because you
yourself
drafted
yourself.
every guy that's going to give you trouble. This guy, him. You
Maybe
drafted.
I just believe in myself and I
Yeah.
believe in the teams that I've taken. I've had Mikey Shalom. I've had some difficult guys. as
Mikey's
teammates.
8-ball side pocket compared to these
I
guys.
get it.
You
I
had
get it.
SNT playing third. Now you have Ti. You had under
Usually I'm
you had
able to
AB
build a
pitcher
team.
Cohen pitching for you.
I do think that this is the first year I'm playing with a top 4 round pitcher in my entire career, and you know what?
You could've
built a
taken
team
Eddie
around-
Harari
we
if you
built
didn't
the
make that
team
trade.
around him. I thought about it, but the bat at that position at 18, moving back to 22, I thought I was going to get a real bat. And
What's your grade?
Creating his own team?
Okay, sorry. Okay.
So looking back at the 7 weeks of the regular season and the 1 week of the 4-5 series, there have been 0 outbursts from this team. Ti, Yak, the usual suspects have been excellent. Haven't had one issue with an umpire all season, but the playoffs are really now. And this is where the tensions get high. Let's see if they could see it through a championship or through an elimination. And let's see if they're able to actually accomplish this. Now, what we don't know, because we can't see it, is what's happening behind the scenes. We don't know what JT is telling a baddie. We don't know what Jimmy is telling a baddie. But a credit to that team that we don't know. We shouldn't know. They're keeping it in-house, and it's not becoming a whole debilitating issue. So on the conduct that everyone was mocking and everyone was saying was impossible, and rather than rooting them on to change the league, everyone was saying, no, we're going to get under them, they'll break by week 2. On a conduct, everyone has to admit This team did what they set out to do up to this point.
Hey, sorry. Okay, Farka, what do you got?
You guys are high on these guys. I don't see them producing enough 5 through 10. I don't want to, again, you want to say Roland goes from a 200 to a 300?
Yeah.
That doesn't really do it for me.
All right.
On Nathan at 348, impressive. Allen, it's only going to go up.
Can't go
How
down.
far is it going to go up? It's going to go up to 210? Still not good enough. IG, I know you're high on him. If he can get here, fine. But this is concerning.
Okay.
Defense is phenomenal. Code of conduct, we will see.
B. I'm going to say I don't mind the bottom of this lineup. I'm not putting Hannon there, but you want to start at week 1, whatever. I think Hannon is going to end up being a number 10 hitter or somewhere, or 9. You hide him somewhere. I believe in IG. I believe in Roland. I believe in Barnathan. Maybe he's even going to go down a little bit to 300. Allen, sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. The guy is built. He's speeding fast.
3 years
He's
in a row.
young.
3 years.
I know. It's crazy.
It's a big enough sample
It's
size
crazy.
to say.
At some point, this guy's going to bat 400. At some point, it could be this year with this lineup. I don't know. I love that Abadi is taking this upon himself. It's a service for the league, because if he could do it, the league changes.
I agree.
The league
I
changes.
Hope you set the
If he
set
could
the
get
tone.
these guys and control them, the league changes. I'm giving this team, and I love the pick of Abe Saka because he wants this. Jack could tell them, you are only hurting AB by yapping. Jimmy, shut up. Yak, be quiet. Everyone be quiet, because AB Saka wants to work in silence. You know in football, when you go to a game and it says, offense at work,
Yes.
quiet please. AB Saka's at work, everyone be quiet, and we're going to be, if Abadi can do it, which I believe he can, I'm deranged. If you're running this league, you're deranged. I'm deranged. I'm giving this team an A. I love this team. I always loved it, and I was playing a lot of devil's advocate this whole time, because there's nothing I want more than for these guys to fall in line with the other 92 guys in the league, and then we have a beautiful league. So this team can do it if they listen to him and just be quiet. There's no better 4 in a row in this league than those 4 in a row.